Said that they look more like the team that you've coached all year. What did you
Yeah.
like about how they played tonight?
Well, Pastor Trav in chapel today was talking about focus, and that was something we were, had in abundance tonight. We had a great deal of focus on the game plan, personnel, and rebounding was something that, even if we didn't come up with a board, I thought we had 3-4 guys in the paint scrapping for the rebound. But the defense tonight is, that's the backbone of our program. It's one of our pillars, being able to defend. And the one vein that was at a really high level tonight was just being able to guard the ball in one-on-one situations. I thought early in the game we forced them into some late clock situations that helped us. And there were a number of guys that were able to stay in front of the ball tonight. And then we did, Bertans came in and hit a few threes, but outside of that, I thought we had really good awareness to steal out to their shooters and get a hand up. And we were pretty good in contest and stay. Sometimes when you're a big guy and you're contesting a smaller guy, you have a tendency to contest and take off. I thought we did a much better job of coming back to secure the rebound. So it was the defense tonight. When we get stops like that and are able to get out and transition, it gets us going, gets our crowd going. And I firmly believe that defense travels. It's the one thing that you can do in any gym.
The second thing I had was we made a couple of different moves. Biyombo coming in for DeAndre in the first quarter, and then Shamet playing instead of Payne. What led you to making those two?
Well, I mean, it's just a decision. You don't know how it's going to work out, but when we looked at some of the matchups and the energy that Biz brings to the game, it was a hard decision. I tried to play all three, but I just felt like we felt like Biz's energy would allow for us to, make energy plays. I mean, he didn't like wow you with scoring and that kind of thing, but his attention to detail, his ability to play in multiple efforts on defense, and then he can't finish around the basket. And he's tough. That doesn't mean JaVale can't do it. We just went with Biz tonight because we knew he was going to bring that kind of energy, and he's matched up well against those guys. And then Landry has, in his minutes, he's shown that he can guard and stay in front of the ball a lot better than most people think. So that helped him, and then he can space the floor, and then his ability to handle the ball and initiate with Book allows for him to be on the floor with Book.
Last thing I had was for the game to end the way it did with Biyombo and Chris, and then Chris chasing in the tunnel. I mean, how do you even view all?
I mean, we're trying to win the game. I get the competitiveness of the game, but we're just trying to win the game. All that stuff that happens that's extracurricular is, I don't have anything to say about that. I understand how chippy it can be. We just want to win the game, and that's it. We're trying to get one more win, and that's our focus right now.
Monty, at the first time out of the first quarter, when some of the same problems were persisting, it looked like you got pretty animated in the huddle. What were you telling the guys in that moment?
The energy just wasn't where it needed to be for this type of game. It wasn't like poor, but it wasn't great. And we still were, at that point, we had given up like 4 threes in a short period of time. And that was, the game plan is to, try your best to take away the 3-ball or force a tough one. And I thought to start the game, just didn't have the kind of energy and focus and force that we had after that point. And it wasn't just me. The guys knew it. They understood that, we can't just play at a comfortable level. You almost have to play to exhaustion to make sure that you're defending the way that we need to against a team like this. And then after that point, I mean, you can look at the quarter points. I mean, the defense was at a high level.
It felt like Book was able to keep you guys in a manageable spot until everything kind of got going in the third quarter.
Yeah.
What did you see from him just kind of keeping you guys
He's
up?
just getting to his spots. I mean, there were a few times in pick and roll where he would, get to a spot and raise up. Book has shot-making ability that's unique to very few people. And in those moments, when we need him to settle us down, sometimes it's scoring that can settle you down. It allows for you to set your defense, and you're not turning the ball over. When you have a guy that can go get a shot like that.
What did you see from Mikel in terms of the way he made Doncic feel him tonight?
I mean, I'd have to look at the film, but just from the eye test and what I felt in the game, I thought he, did a really good job of pressuring a bit more tonight. We were much more physical against him. He's got a high release, and he can make tough shots because of that release, and he's longer than you think. But I thought Mikel and Jay, Chris, with his ability to take charges, they were a bit more physical with him tonight. And you have to do that to the legal limit, especially in the playoffs. And then just, force him to shoot a tough two as best you can. But trying to keep him in front is a tall task for any team.
Coach, with Jay Crowder over here, was that a shoulder shot for him, or?
He got hit. I'm not quite sure. I think he's fine, though. I saw him in the back, but I don't have anything official on him right now.
And then with Mikel and DA, the way that they were able to get going tonight, was that a product of, like you were talking about, getting stops and getting out in transition, or was the ball moving a little bit better?
I mean, the ball movement was there. Our ability to get to the paint was there tonight. But again, it's the stops. I mean, when we can get stops and not have to call plays, that first pick and roll with DA has been pretty effective for us all year. I thought he did a really good job of playing in the paint, taking advantage of the switches against smaller guys. Like, that helped us. And then Mikel's just, thought his shot making to start the game helped us. It settled us down. He had a couple corner threes, I think, that gave us a bit of energy.
Monty, stats don't always tell the full story, but after allowing 23s in Game 4, they go 8 for 32. And then also all the talk about defense in that third quarter, you guys forced 12 turnovers, and 7 of them came on steals.
Yeah, I mean, the length of our team and the aggression, I think, one, you have to pressure the ball. Sometimes just pressuring the ball takes away a guy's vision, and it allows for guys to get steals away from the ball. But that was one of those, third quarter heightened awareness, come out of halftime with some juice, don't ease into it. And I thought we came out of the halftime with a great level of defensive focus. We showed some film at halftime, and the things that we talked about this morning at shoot-around, they were executed, and we showed them at halftime, and then they came out and raised the level even more. And sometimes, when you raise your level like that with ball pressure and physicality, you tend to get your hands on ball sometimes, but we came up with them. We've been doing that in the last few games, but we haven't come up with the ball. They've been first to the ball. I thought we were the winners of that category tonight.
The Mavericks only had 9 assists for the whole game.